which you saw in Austin Powers, making fun of that completely. Now, so then, since we are talking, since we are talking screenwriting tips here, we're going to give you a little bit. We're going to give you on this next question a little bit more perspective, which goes into thoughts, writing characters, and writing scripts. And Tyler believes to not have a good guy, to not have a true bad guy, to actually have there's conflict going on. When you write these stories, you definitely want to shoot for that, or that's what you believe.
Well, I do that sometimes, but I don't do it every time. But you know, I will take a hypothetical, you know, when I write a story, and sometimes I'll take the hypothetical. Okay, maybe we don't have a hero here. We don't have a villain here. We have two separate groups of self-interest coming in conflict with each other. You know, with no, and I'm not trying to, you know, and I'll do it from the perspective of, okay, I don't want a hero in this story. I don't want a bad guy. I just want people interacting with other people who are coming head to head over various issues, you know, like limited resources. You know, and to me, that can be an interesting story, but, you know, basically what I do is I try to take a hypothetical like that for a particular story and I'll run with it. You know, and I might not do it with every story, you see what I'm saying, but I do it, you know, some of the time. Like when I wrote one story called Welcome to Reality, my idea was, okay, what if we don't have a hero in this story? What if we just have all bad guys? Everyone in this story is a bad guy. You know, someone in the audience would say, that's a bad guy. You know, and they're all bad guys. The cops are bad guys. The religious leaders are bad guys. The followers are bad guys. The whole society, all the, at least some of the minor characters were okay, but of all the major characters in there, they were all bad, unsympathetic, unlikable people. And it was interesting because I just didn't think it would fly as a story after I wrote it. But then some people, you know, who saw it later told me that they just absolutely loved it. So, and maybe they loved it because it was something so different from, you know, the paint by numbers stories that they'd seen so many times.
All right. We're here talking with Tyler Smith, movies, screenwriting tips.
How are we doing on time, Josh? We good?
Josh is giving us a signal in there. Yeah. We must follow the director's lead.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, thanks. Yeah.
We are going to continue. Okay. We still got more. We've got the thumbs up on more time.
Okay, more time. Okay.
So we're going to get to this next question here. Now, this is a movie that I did not see.
Outlander, starring Sean Connery.
Yeah.
You saw High Noon, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, they've seen Outlander. Just imagine in outer space.
Well, Sean Connery, the hero, you said Wooded and Buried. Now, once again, I did not see Outlander.
Okay, well, let me explain the storyline. Okay. But in the storyline, he plays basically a lawman. I think he's a marshal on this mining colony on the moon of Io. And they're using drugs to keep these guys cranked up so they can get more work out of them and make more money. Except some of the guys are dying from the drugs. You know, a number of them, one after another, end up dying. And Connery's investigating this, and he's saying, hey, wait a minute, this is, one, against the law, two, a lot of people are killed. This is bad. You know, maybe we need to change our policy. And the money men who are running the show, they're like, no, we're not. We're not changing it. We're making too much money. You know, if we lose a few people, too bad, you know? And Connery stands up to them and says, no, this is illegal. I'm, you know, a lawman. I'm going to stand up to you guys. I'm going to try and stop this. And he finds that he gets no support from not only the community pretty much as a whole, but even from his own deputies in law enforcement. They all just tell him, get lost, screw on. You know, you're not going to last. It doesn't matter what you say, you know, because you're going to be gone. You know, you don't stand up to the money men. They'll bury you. You know, in the movie, it shows him winning at the end, but in reality, that wasn't what would happen. Even if he did win, you know, at the end, they would have come back again. They would have come back again and again and again. You know, and to me, I really did like the movie Outland, but, you know, this is the difference between a movie and reality. In real life, you know, this guy would have, you know, he would have lost this battle at some point. And to me, that was an interesting story idea, and I actually got to talk to the writer of the film, and he agreed with me. He's like, yeah, in real life, and he knew that, you know what I'm saying? But this is a movie, it's entertainment, and we'll say, okay, he won this battle, but what will happen later? But we can take a pretty good guess. He's going to get axed,
Okay, we are here, the third installment of Screenwriting Tips. This is part 3. And we're going to be moving on to part 4, so we're going to take a break right now. I'll be back with you for Screenwriting Tips, the 4th segment. We still got some more questions, more movies to discuss. You're watching PATV Screenwriting Tips, part number 3. And we'll see you for number 4.